Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy, The Beta's Better. I'm back with a brand new YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, we have some Black Ops 6 tips and tricks. We're going to be going over some Volt hardpoint callouts, routes, rotations, power positions, pretty much everything on Volt hardpoint for that particular game mode to help out some of you new players for the new Season 2 update for Black Ops 6. So I hope you guys do enjoy. If you guys do, please be sure to leave a like on the video. If you guys are brand new to the channel, subscribe. It's free. It's greatly appreciated. Hope you guys do enjoy. Keep it Gucci and the Coochie as always. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Brother. All right. So we're going to be going over Volt. Okay. We're going over Volt. Volt hardpoint, you got your Crimson, you got your Black Ops. Okay. Now you can see stuff, Ryan. And pretty much routes, I would say you want to have one go out here, whether he hits outer right, he goes through front line, hits here. Pretty much you want to have either he goes here or here, one of the two. Okay? As far as your player 2 goes, your player 2 wants to hit here. Your player 3 wants to hit here. So as far as those go, you're pretty much going to want to have them go either line to here. They can go even top cat to here to time. They can also even go, you're going to want to go here. They can even also go, it would be kind of dumb to chow out here, have two people chow out far right, but you can have that happen, have them loop back into mid-cut. I have run that play a couple of times, to be honest with you. Another route you can also hit is go through back pool. You can go through pool to Volt. And then this is kind of like a long pinch, I would say, but you can go pool to Volt or through Volt. Pretty much go here, through Volt, 2 doors, and then pinch. You can do that. But those are some. And then as far if you're on Black Ops, you want to have not the lines, but you want to go typically top cap. You're going to want to have one hit here. I would say play here, play B control essentially, and watch for this kid. And then have one here, one there. There you go. That's your break-offs for P1. As far as the routes go, yep, you can go through art, go out this door, hit here. You can swing it wide, get him there, or you can swing it narrow and just play the B control. You can kind of play it however you want. You could even go top art and beam him off of top art, and then you're still here with your team. But the reason being is that typically this player, once he gets this player down, typically you want to have this player pinch all the way around the back to get you back spawns for P2. Now, again, you want to have one push your line, one push your other side of the line. Now, this player can also, you can double chow cat. This player can also hit through cat, go through, jump on the time that way. Or they can even, you can have one. Typically, I like to have the cat player, the one who's going to be designated for cat. You want to have him lurk around here for a second, play for pool, play for outer palms, play for the truck, and then also play for cat. But then what I like to have him do is jump out to pool, wrap through the back, play these back spawns. That's really what you want to be doing on this P1 break. Now, as far as P2 goes for the hold, you want to have one back on the rock. You want to have one typically playing back over here, one on time, and I would say even one truck, one front line, or even ammo. Kind of, I would say you want to have someone patrolling this area, I would say. You want to have someone patrolling front line, this front tree, ammo, the pinch. You want to have someone patrolling that because the problem is that these back spawns are super, super sticky. Now, this would be the ideal setup. Now, as far as going for it to break, you're going to want to typically send maybe 2 palms, 1 top cat, 1 through mid. Mid is going to want to try to chow this guy. This guy's typically going to chow up and watch this lane. In all honesty, if you do get this back guy, so immediately if you are one who's pushing here, you're going to want to turn and look immediately at your ammo. Now, this guy's typically going to chow out and hit this, but as far as routes go from P1, let's say that you all get 4 dead, you're all stacked up on P1. Routes that I would run, I would say definitely send a guy Volt out to pool, have 2, 1 hit outer, 1 hit inner, and then have 1 also flood out the back. Because you're going to want to have put as much back pressure on back here, because this right here is where they're going to be spawning, and then this is where you're going to be spawning. So, and then if you have enough pressure, if they still have someone like pressured up in the back, or you have enough pressure back here, you can also spawn P1. So that's like a little secret spawn that a lot of people do not know about. It's P1. You can spawn P1. Some people just don't even fucking realize it. They don't even know when to read it. But typically it's when you have too much position back here, or I would say you have position back here, position here, that's what they're going to want to do. It's typically towards the end of P2 is when they're going to get that P1 spawn, because you're going to have presence back here, so you're blocking these spawns. You're going to have present over here by P4, catwalk on their sideline, so that's going to be pretty much blocking this spawn, and then they have nowhere else to spawn but P1, their line essentially, or like right in here. That's pretty much where they will spawn, P1 here. But yeah, as far as routes go, I would say to leave P2, you're going to want to be breaking through the back through P4 to maintain for P3. These are the routes that you're going to want to pretty much go. Hit through back palms, through their back art on the left side. You're going to want to have someone probably hit through top cat at least to watch their front line, because they're going to be having players pretty much, I would say, the setup for P3. Art, you're going to want to have 1 outer palms, you're going to want to have 1 on time, and I'm going to say you're going to want to have 1 B control watching your Volt, or you can even have someone sit this back statue. I personally like the back statue play, because the reason why is if you're set up back statue, you're going to have this guy, he can focus street time essentially, and this guy, or there's 3 layers of defense here essentially, is what I like to put it at. There's 3 layers of defense. You have your guy Palms, okay? He's the guy protecting him on time. He's typically going to play that middle to watch that mid door. He's going to watch the outer palms, the top ammo, this palms, this tree push. So you've got your lanes covered essentially here. He's going to be sitting probably on this back pillar or on this side of time. Typically, most people are going to play on the top pillar, either standing up or laying down. Yeah, so he's going to have his lanes covered, because the only lane that really is going to be needed to watch would be, I would say, here, this area right here, because this guy is going to be mainly focusing on this area in top ammo, because you don't want top ammo to beam your guy off of time. You also don't want someone to be pushing out, flying out right, and then getting an angle on your guy here. Because if you get an angle here, I mean, then you've got to have him push up. He's got to essentially push to palms. You've got to rotate here, and then Spawn's got to pick up here and also play the back and hope and pray to God someone did not get through. But as far as routes go, set up for P3 off of P2, palms. I don't get how I'm supposed to remember the comms. What do you mean? You need to know. Oh, I'll give you map calls in a second, okay? I got you. But you're going to push through outer palms, push through back art. P4, this is art. This is also art. This is right art. This is left art. This is how you want to call it. Right art, left art. Then this right here, statue. I'll go into a further in-depth breakdown of the map itself and show you out on the game. But routes, outer palms, back art, you're going to want to have this guy. Typically, you can have him flood through Volt to pinch here. You're going to want to have this guy pretty much play outer, go top ammo. He can go mid cat to mid doors. He can go mid to here to play the chow this guy back here. Essentially, you're going to want to be flipping these spawns to have them spawn up on ammo side. So then you have these back spawns, so then you are set up to chain P3 and P4. It's pretty much just chaining the hills. That's all it is at the end of the day. Is in Volt, it's very, very easy to do so, is to chain the hills. If anybody saw the match tonight, I was watching it on my way home. Not watching it, but I was listening to it on my way home. Optic went down about 100 points because Falcons chained P1, P2, and then Optic pretty much chained P1, P2, P3, P4, and then maintained for the win. But they went down 100 points because all it is just getting the spawns. That's the main thing in Treyarch games that a lot of people forget is spawns are going to be so crucial, because something I've personally noticed in Treyarch games is that the spawns are kind of sticky. They're sticky, icky, man. If you know what I'm talking about. Sticky, icky. Sticky, icky. Okay? So, yeah, that's going to be the P3. As far as P4 setup go, you want to have one art, one statue, one time, and then I would say one playing your back spawn. You could also have one sit top art on right or left side art as well, P4 art, or you could have him sit side door, play the back spawn. As far as going to break it as power positions, you're going to want to flood through cat, put as much pressure on side door and these back spawns as possible. You're going to want to have one try to wrap through palms out here on the street, try to get into this bottom art. And then here, have someone hit here, distract this guy. This is a reference right here. So we've got garden, or some people will call this back art. This top, bottom art, top, bottom P4. So pretty much the way you split it up is P4 art. Then this, we don't call it scaffold, we call it side door. Okay? Then we have that statue, we call it statue. We have the lion statue here, we call that lion. We call this square, or we say P4 cap. We have books. You have elbow, nest, that side part of cat where you kind of can run through the back here, if you know what I'm talking about, Ryan. Pool. You got cat, P1 pillars. I call this P1 doors, as far as, or P1 cut. I call that mid cut. Essentially, you call it mid cut. Your teammate's got to be a freaking moron to not know what you're talking about. We call these big doors. Well, essentially, you just call all this P1 pillars, and then P1. You call this big door, is what a lot of people like to call it. This is truck. You got P2. Back oil is that oil, the oil trucker back here. You have, I call this ammo, but people call this trophy. You call this back tank. You got fire, that fire car. You have street, and then you have those 3 palms that are on the outside of street. Let me see if I can pull this up. Out here. These are called palms because of the palm trees. All right. And then on the other side of pool, this is also called palms. So pool palms, and when you call palms, there's only going to be 2 reasons why you're calling out palms. Either A, P2 side palms, and your teammates there, you're spectating, watching him, you saw him palms, this, that, the other thing. Or P3 palms, street palms. You have the extra palms out here. I don't know why they don't put that on the map itself. Then you call this B control, P3. You got volt steps, volt doors. Got down here, volt sitting inside, or broken. You got broken, volt, AS and D. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all of that. You call these cars, some people call it J1, J2, J3. I think that's kind of stupid. I call it art car, P4 car, side door car, sidecar, sidecar, P4 car, art car. And then these T1, T2, T3, T4, those are the palms. You don't call them that, you just call it palms. It's not that difficult. I don't know what the hell this is. But yeah, that's pretty much all the callouts of Volt. So I hope that helped you, Ryan, as far as understanding Volt and the callouts, rotations, this, that, the other thing.
Soundstripe.